and welcome to the Deerfield Public Library Twitch channel. I'm Emily, and we are doing our last Storytime for adults for the whole year. So I can't believe 2023 is almost over. I've been doing this Storytime for adults on the last Monday of the month as sort of what I've been calling like a palate cleanser for everyone. I've been doing a Storytime for adults where I pick a few picture books and nonfiction books from the kids section that I work in, and I read them because I think that everyone should enjoy picture books occasionally. So my thought for today's theme, I titled it Solstice Gratitude because I was sort of being drawn towards like books about the winter solstice, because I'm not going to be doing a lunchtime lessons in December because it's been falling on the last Monday of the month, and the last Monday of next month is actually Christmas. So the library will be closed for Christmas on December 25th, so you will not see me on December 25th, but feel free to read picture books anyways. And I will be joining us again in January. So what I was thinking for today is sort of combining like gratitude, because it was just Thanksgiving and it's also still Native American Heritage Month in November, so I have a good book about that. And then I was drawn to sort of like winter solstice books, so we'll do a few on that as well. But to start off, I have a really amazing book that came out a few years ago. It's called We Are Grateful, and it's by Tracy Sorrell, who is a Cherokee woman. So this is about the Cherokee people, and it has a lot of Cherokee words in it that I'm going to do my best to pronounce. It has an amazing pronunciation guide on the pages anytime there's a Cherokee word used. So I will do my absolute best. I'm really excited to share this with you. It's We Are Grateful, which in Cherokee is Ojali Haliga. We are grateful. Cherokee people say Ojali Haliga to express gratitude. It is a reminder to celebrate our blessings and reflect on struggles daily throughout the year and across the seasons. So we're going to go through all the seasons. First, we're going to start with fall, which is Uligo Husty. When cool breezes blow and leaves fall, we say Ojali Haliga. As shell shakers dance all night around the fire and burnt cedars drift upward towards the great new moon ceremony, as we clean our houses, wear new clothes, enjoy a feast, and forget old quarrels to welcome the Cherokee New Year. There's a really awesome definitions in the back too that explains that the Cherokee New Year begins in the fall. Some families and communities observe the Great New Moon ceremony, while others combine it with their celebration of the annual fall meeting. So lots of people fast, teach, share a community meal, and then stomp dance. Lots of different traditions in the fall. While we collect buckbrush and honeysuckle to weave baskets to remember our ancestors who suffered hardships and loss on the Trail of Tears, and have hope as our Elsie, grandma, cradles the newest member of the family and reveals his Cherokee name. Next is Gola, or winter. As bears sleep deep and snow blankets the ground, we say Ojali Haliga. While elders share stories and we savor buttery bean bread and steamy hominy soup, when we feed our animals and bird friends, as older children teach the younger ones how to make corn husk dolls and play cane flutes. While we gather to remember an uncle who has passed on, as men cuddle babies and sing traditional lullabies in Jahali, Cherokee. Next, we have spring, which is Goji. When showers fill streams and shoots springs up, we say Ojali Haliga. While men sing, asking for thunder and lightning's protection of the emerging sprouts that women tend, as we gather wild onions, spring's first food, and serve them with hen's eggs, as we practice patience to sew pucker toe moccasins and coil clay to build beautiful pots, as we plant ani, strawberries, and ancestral stories, sweet-smelling reminder not to argue with each other, as we embrace a clan relative heading off to serve our country. And last, we have summer, which is Goji. As crops mature and sun scorches, we say Ojali Haliga. When we grasp our gigs and wade into the cool creek to catch crawdads for summer, as we sink our teeth into the season's first harvest at the green corn ceremony, while we click-clack sticks, catch a small ball, and fling it high at the stickball game pole. When we recall the ancestors' sacrifices to preserve our way of life, to celebrate Nulista Ni Dola, history, and listen to our tribal leaders speak at Cherokee National Holiday. I'll read the author's note on that one. So the Cherokee National Holiday is an annual commemoration of the 1839 signing of the Cherokee Constitution. More than 60,000 people from all over the world participated in this Labor Day weekend festival held in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, the capital of the Cherokee Nation. It features a parade, traditional games, a State of the Nation address by Principal Chief, live music, Cherokee food and artwork, and an intertribal powwow. The holiday occurs around the same time as the traditional Ripe Corn Festival, which celebrates the fall harvest. So remember how I mentioned that that's like the new year? So this is all leading into the new year for the Cherokee people. Every day, every season, Ojali Haliga, we are grateful. And I do want to read Tracy Sorrell's author note. So again, like I said, you could check this out and read all of the other awesome definitions in the back, but I want to read Tracy Sorrell's author's note for us too. So it says, Cherokee culture places a strong emphasis on expressing gratitude to Unila Nuli. Literally translates to the one who provides all, or God. We show gratitude for one another, animals, birds, plants, fish, the cosmos, water, and land. Cherokee people believe that recognizing and honoring the ways that the sacred and the duties of the daily life are interwoven requires effort, ritual, and awareness, but above all, gratitude. I am grateful for the opportunity to provide a contemporary view of Cherokee culture in this book. From my childhood until today, there have been few books that show present-day Cherokee children and their families. Most have focused on our traditional stories or historical figures and events. Other books have misrepresented our maternal, mother-centered culture or perpetrated stereotypes such as the existence of Cherokee princesses, even though royalty is a foreign concept for Cherokee people. Many of us still observe the ancestral and ceremonial ways of life. We also live and work in the modern non-Cherokee world. Cherokee people are citizens of our tribal nation and of the United States. There are many distinct laws and responsibilities applied to us because of that dual status. We work to maintain a balance between these two worlds. Ojali Haliga for all who came before us, those here now and those yet to come. A note about the sources for this book. In addition to my family's lived experience as Cherokee Nation citizens, I talked with traditional Cherokee artisans, storytellers, culture bearers, and language speakers to inform my work. A variety of media and print resources are available in a classroom guide that can be found on both Charles Bridges' website and at tracysorrell.com. So Tracy Sorrell did her research. And there's also a little bit about the Cherokee alphabet, which is absolutely fascinating, and a chart on the back of the Cherokee alphabet. So I really love this book. I hope you did too. Tracy Sorrell has written a few really amazing books. This one just fit with my theme really well. So that is We Are Grateful, Ojali Haliga. And I'm grateful for all of you for tuning in. Thank you. So my next one I'm going to do is a nonfiction book about the winter solstice. I find the winter solstice to be fascinating. You know, there are like literally hundreds of holidays that are all celebrated around this time for, I think, a very interesting reason. And this book is going to sort of tell us, you know, the science behind the shortest day of the year. This is by Wendy Pfeiffer, and it's what I call like an oldie but a goodie. So it is, I'm excited to share with you. It's called The Shortest Day, Celebrating the Winter Solstice. In late autumn, in the northern part of the world, squirrels hide nuts, foxes grow thick fur coats, and flocks of birds fly to warmer places. The sun rises later each morning and sets earlier each evening. Each day, it appears lower in the southern sky. As the sun gets lower and lower, the north gets less and less daylight. The air grows colder. Chickadees fluff their feathers to keep warm, woodchucks hibernate in their burrows, and white-tailed deers nuzzle through the snow to find the last blades of grass. On short winter days, children bundle in warm clothes and walk through a frosty white world, dragging long shadows behind them. On long winter nights, families eat dinner while it's dark outside. Children wonder when the days will get long again so they can play outside after dinner like they did in summer. I know how that feels. In the north, on or around December 21st, it's the 22nd this year, I looked it up, the sun reaches its lowest point on the horizon, making that day the shortest day of the year. Like all days, December 21st has 24 hours, but it's called the shortest day because it has the fewest hours of daylight. The shortest day, called the winter solstice, is the beginning of winter, and in some places, winter means cold, nose-nipping weather. The earth tilts as it moves around the sun. When the northern part of the earth tilts away from the sun, the north gets less heat and light than the southern part. Long ago, people didn't understand how the earth tilts and moves around the sun. They didn't understand why each day had less sunshine than the day before. Some believed that evil spirits made the sun go away. People feared that the sun wouldn't shine on them anymore, making their world cold and dreary dark. They needed the sun's warmth and light. So did their plants, which they needed for food. They held ceremonies that lasted for weeks to persuade their gods to bring back the sun. Over the years, people noticed that after shorter days, the days got gradually longer. Joyous people bathed in the sun's warmth and light. They celebrated their harvest. About 5,000 years ago, people who studied the sky noticed that day after day, the sun sets in a different place on the western horizon. They discovered that when the sun sets farthest south, that was the shortest day. These early astronomers planned to mark the shortest day. Then each year, people would know when the days would start getting longer again. Fascinating, 5,000 years ago. On the day when the sun reached its southernmost point on the horizon, the astronomers carried out their plan. Workers stacked stones to frame the setting sun. They made a special opening, like a keyhole, or the eye of a needle, when the setting sun's rays beamed through that opening, people knew the shortest day was over. Days gradually got longer for the next 6 months. When the sun appeared farthest to the north, the rays shone through another keyhole. People knew it was the longest day of the year, the first day of summer. In China, over 3,000 years ago, astronomers measured shadows to determine the shortest day. The longest shadows appeared on the shortest day because the sun was at its lowest point in the sky. They knew that as the sun appeared higher in the sky, the shadows would get shorter and the days would get longer. Everyone's figuring this out all over the world on their own. Over 2,000 years ago, Romans celebrated the shortest day with festivals and merrymaking. They gave evergreen branches to friends as a sign of good luck. Evergreen wreaths decorated their doors. Since these plants stayed green when the others turned brown, they reminded the Romans of the coming spring. Mistletoe and holly hung in their homes because plants that survived the harsh winter were symbols of love. Many people believed that these plants would bring strength to their families. Some of those traditions might sound a little familiar. About 1,000 years ago, Europeans celebrated the winter solstice. Druid priests of England and Ireland decorated oak trees with golden apples and candles to represent harvest and light. In Sweden, a festival of lights celebrated the return of longer days. On St. Lucia Day, girls wore crowns of evergreens and candles to rekindle the sun's fire as they delivered warm buns to family and friends. Boys went door to door, singing to neighbors for a few coins. Around the same time in history, the Incas of Peru marked the shortest day with a festival honoring the sun. At dawn, when the sun first appeared, shouts of happiness rang out. Then the Incas used a shiny surface to reflect the sun's rays onto a fluffy, dry cotton. The sun heated the cotton and made it burst into flame. They carried the fire to their temples and kept it burning on the altars all year long because it came from one of their gods, the sun. Today, people still celebrate at the beginning of winter by decorating their houses, lighting the darkness, gathering together, and exchanging gifts. They no longer worry that the sun will disappear forever. People know that the days get colder when their part of the earth tilts away from the sun. They know that the days get shorter when the sun appears lower in the sky. People celebrate the shortest day because longer days follow. Flocks of birds will return, seedling oak trees will sprout, and children can play outside after dinner. For more than 5,000 years, people have welcomed the winter solstice because it is a new beginning. And then she's also got some other solstice facts here and a nice little diagram of the way the earth rotates around the sun and why the solstice happens. I think it's so fascinating to hear like the history of how people figured that out. And then there's also some fun like activities that you can do if you are reading this with a young one, or if you just want to do them yourself, I guess. Like we've got like make a winter sunrise and sunset chart so you can sort of track the way the old scientists did. You can measure shadows on the shortest day, find the sun's northmost and southernmost points, bunch of activities, a suggestion on how to have a winter solstice party with some cupcakes you can make, a recipe there. Really just something for everyone there. So that is The Shortest Day, Celebrating the Winter Solstice by Wendy Pfeiffer. And then I have a new book. This one is called Winter, A Solstice Story, and it is very, very pretty. The illustrations are gorgeous. So I'm excited to share this with you. I think it's funny, this is a new book. It just came out like a month or so ago. I did want to give a quick shout out for the book that I actually saw that like made me think of this theme in the first place that I wanted to read. It was called, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, Winter's Gifts. It's an indigenous celebration of nature. So I took a picture of it and sent it to a friend, and then by the next day someone else had checked it out before I got to it. So yeah, if someone lucky Deerfield resident out there has that book, and I highly recommend it for when it comes back. But in the meantime, I have a really good one that like I said, is super beautiful. I think you're gonna like the illustrations a lot. It's called Winter, A Solstice Story by Kelsey E. Gross. Winter. Owl watches as the sunlight dims to a shimmer and starlight scatters across the snow dust. Tonight is the longest night of the year. Solstice is here. Owl swoops down and calls from his perch in the frosted pine. Who can help me shine the light and share a gift of hope this night? Deer nestles nuts on branches, gifts of hope that all creatures have enough to eat. I can help to shine the light. Squirrel rests leaves on limbs, gifts of hope for shelter when it storms. I can help to share the light. Mouse sprinkles seeds, gifts of hope for blossoming growth. I can help to spread the light. Duck tucks feathers amongst the boughs, gifts of hope for warm, cozy beds. I can help to show the light. Rabbit tosses bits of bark, gifts of hope for happy celebrations. I can help to send out the light. Raccoon stows berries in the snow, gifts of hope for sweet surprises. I can help to spark the light. Chickadee wraps grasses round and round, gifts of hope for loving hugs. I can help to shine the light. Look at them all doing their little snow angels down there. Owl nods and unfolds his wings. Love's light will flow beyond our tree, across the land, the sky and sea. The star grows bright this time of year. And this book does one of my favorite things. Oh, wow. I gotta spread it back. Whoa, here, look. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Bounding, twirling, soaring, hopping, they frolic and sing around the tree. Until, they wake someone up. Footsteps thump, twigs snap, all the animals freeze. Owl welcomes a new friend. Let every creature see our tree. Its splendor is a gift of life, light, and hope for all this winter night. We all are holding hands. So sweet. And that is the end. That was Winter, A Solstice Story by Kelsey E. Gross. So, I think I'll do my last cute little one. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I have a book called Lion of the Sky, Haikus for All Seasons. So this was in the poetry section, and it's fun because they are haiku riddles. So I'm going to read you some haiku riddles that hopefully you should be able to figure out from the pictures, but I'm not going to tell you the answers. That's my little trick. You have to put this on hold or come check it out at the library if you want the official answers. So here are my haiku riddle, or what did she call them? The author is Laura Purdy Salas, and she had a little note in the back about how she came up with what she calls riddle coups. So she basically combined riddles and riddles with haikus and mass poems. So she's got, like I said, she's calling them riddle coups. So if you aren't familiar, a haiku is a form of poetry where it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables again. So we're gonna do some winter haiku or riddle coups. So see if you can figure out what this haiku is about, okay? We are knitted twins, soft as kittens, warm as hugs, waiting to hold hands. I'm cold confetti falling from a crystal sky, blanketing the town. I'm thin silver blades, spinning circles, carving lines. You and I, we fly. Lie down in whiteness, kick and swish, and wave your arms. Give me winter wings. I think this is, nope, 2 more. Firelight from the past, I wink in the frozen sky, waiting for wishes. I like that one a lot. And last, in fur coat and cave, I exhale white clouds of breath, dream of sun, green spring. And those are the riddle coups. If you want to find out what the answers are, you have to check out Lion of the Sky, Haikus for All Seasons by Laura Purdy Salas. So, I think that's all I have for you today. I really appreciate you tuning in to the Deerfield Public Library Twitch channel to listen to Storytime for Adults. I am Emily, and I will see you guys in the new year. I hope you have a lovely winter solstice, and whatever holidays you celebrate are very merry and bright. And yeah, I'll see you next year. Thank you so much. Bye.